this rap music. Not only do I beat up the track, I black do it, produce it and rap to it. My nigga, I'm not foolish. You else you know, do it and do it. That ruthless can't hold up a match to it. Now spark up some pack to it.
I'm Coach Rivers in every team meeting. Here's a bounty on your head, and they say that the info leaking out.
Welcome back to Out the Frame, your in-depth look into hip-hop, culture, sports, etc. I'm your host, Bleak.
And you got your man with you, DP, aka Don't Play, aka Peasy, aka DP. Welcome to Out the Frame.
Yeah.
Counter-narrative to the bullshit.
Counter-narrative to the bullshit, like my man said. We back in for another one. What's up, DP?
Ain't shit. What it do? What it do?
Man, you always say ain't shit. It got something got to be going on, man. You know.
Ain't
We wouldn't be doing this if it wasn't nothing going on.
Ain't shit but the
Yes,
same.
indeed. Yeah.
Speaking of which, man, like I know you saw, like we was just talking about this shit yesterday. We kind of put a light to it. We set a light to it, and at first, so we're doubling down. So, like, matter of fact, we got a lot of stuff we're gonna be talking about today, ladies and gentlemen. We're gonna be running around, and we're mostly gonna be focusing on rap and hip hop, but we touch quite a few things, especially things that we touch on a few topics. You know what I mean? That revolves around the culture, and so yeah, we got a lot of different topics we're gonna get in today. But to kick it off, though, one of the things we were talking about yesterday was an And Pizza, right? Where they had their Coke,
Debacle.
their
Coke debacle.
their old Coke debacle, man. They was in there doing lines and came out with some lines they shouldn't have said.
No bullshit.
They were talking down about the former or past mayor of DC, Marion Barry, who is loved by a lot of people in DC because of the programs and the work programs that he instituted.
Just being a man of the people.
Yeah, very much so. And even though he had his issues, he was still reelected. I don't know how many terms, but he's a beloved figure to a lot of people. And what And Pizza did was some distasteful, pun intended, things where they kind of like brought up his whole Coke past and like made it about garlic knots. And when his wife said something, they doubled down on the issue and said, we're talking about Marion berries, which is an actual berry, but like, so why all the Coke and the drug references, which is still not what they should do for like a pizza company. And they doubled down on it. But once we started talking and it made rounds, you had even the we even had Trayon White and a bunch of people calling for a boycott, and what we got to understand is money is power in this country, and once a company starts to see their bottom line disappear, that's how you get results. Because they were fine when people were chattering, but once the word boycott got thrown out, now they issued apology. The Marion Barry garlic knots are gone.
Man, so look, just imagine if we really just stick together on everything. Because you're gonna continue to get that message from me. But let me read a little bit of this immediate release from And Pizza. And it says, "Dear DC." So first of all, for those who don't know, when you have companies or people that say DC, understand that they talking to black people. If they say Dear Washington, you see what I'm saying? You see what I'm getting at? So understand, DC is is Dear Chocolate City. That's what DC stand for. Candidly, we made a mistake, and for that we sincerely apologize. We hear the DC community and have removed the Marion Barry knots from our menu effective immediately. Those who know the And Pizza brand know we stand for philanthropy, activism, and societal betterment in the communities we serve. While humor was our intent, it was regrettably off the mark. We're an edgy brand known for being risk takers. The parody of the former mayor and portrayal of substance abuse was wrong. We have read the countless messages and social media posts and understand the frustrations this has brought forth. So just understand, when we stick together, and all it took, to be honest, because I doubt in that little bit of time,
It was
people,
a day.
yeah, it wasn't
Yeah,
enough
it was
time
like
to put it.
12 hours. Ain't
It
nobody.
wasn't enough. It wasn't enough time to put a dent in their pocket. Trust me. But it just showed. All we had to do was post about the shit.
We didn't
Now,
even get past 2 full meals. You had lunch and breakfast.
and that's it. And their biggest time is lunch and dinner. So
or dinner and breakfast. My bad.
Yeah.
We didn't even make it to lunch before they said, "Man, pull them garlic
but
knives."
trust me, lunch is probably their busiest time in DC. Lunch is probably their busiest time.
That's why it was
So
an immediate release. They said lunchtime is coming up. Nah,
right.
we
Understand. But
it.
it just shows the power when people stick together. And like I said, all we had to do was flex a little bit just online. We here out the frame, we released the show. We talked about it briefly. We sent it out. Slowly word got around, not just from us, from other people as well, obviously, but we put some stuff out, and you know, it made its rounds. And now you're starting to see the power in the flex.
Money. That's
Yeah.
And so people often say like the powers that be been to this group or this group's agenda or this or that. It's not particularly the demographics of that agenda, is that, or the demographics of this group. It's that this group is moving in unison. So if you like take the LGBT, whatever, right? And it's like, say something like Chick-fil-A, right?
Right.
And together and say, we aren't doing this as a whole. We aren't going to eat there as a group. And that starts to impact the bottom line. It's not necessarily because, we ruffled some feathers in this community. They don't care. The powers that be don't care. It comes down to the bottom line. That's all.
Always the money.
all
Always the money.
So once
Hell
we get
yeah.
that in order, we'll have the same type of power.
And it's just so funny how it shows, like, that's how we always get to show our flex, is when we affect the bottom line. We are the bottom line, man. I forgot what's the actual numbers, so don't quote me, but I believe they say Black people in America, if money came together, we would be the 9th richest nation in the world. So
crazy.
yeah, so that show you, man. That show you we can be reckoned with. And because, you know, sometimes we're starting to see that our voices do matter. So, but where we hit them at the most is in the pocket. So
Always the pockets, always.
yeah. So
and real quick, too, why they hit the classic line? Anybody that knows him, pizza, knows that. Why is it when somebody gets in trouble, celebrity, actor, athlete, whatever, anybody that knows me know that I don't do this or that?
That's their go-to.
Well, that don't, you know what I mean? So,
well,
like,
look, if that's not something that you do, then you wouldn't have done it.
Yeah, that's the usual cop out, man.
Y'all know and pizza. We give out to the community.
That is
all of a sudden, right?
Typical cop out.
But look, let me ask you something. Of course, it's on another news. When we told you we bring, hip hop culture, we bring, sports, etc. I do want to ask you, man, how big is it that last night was NBA opening night, and LeBron James was the first, him and Bronny James Jr. was the first father-son duo to ever touch the basketball court at the same time. So I just want to send out, man, because I think that is huge. People don't, they don't really fuck with LeBron. A lot of people don't, but I do. And I want to, hit the horns for him.
Yeah, I think that deserves a
hell yeah, man. You gotta just really figure, like, everything that he's brought to the game of basketball, and to continue to do it at a high level. He's still top 10, and I think he turns 40 this year, and in December. So round of applause, man, to LeBron, his son, beat the heart defect thing last summer and still made it back to the league, and it's a beautiful thing to see, man. Shout out to them brothers, man. Yeah, so I just wanted to touch on that real quick.
Okay. So, on another note, Um, what was you telling me about?
I'll bring it up. Let me see. On another note, right? So I'm gonna read a little bit about this because I just came across my feed, and those who know, on the left, that's Elliot Wilson, former executive of was it XXL magazine,
Yeah,
and on the right you got rising artist Tommy Richmond, right? Um, Tommy Richmond is that song "Million Dollar Baby." So I'm pretty sure y'all heard it. It's on TikTok and everywhere else on the radio. It's on
DMV
it's
artist.
yeah, DMV artist out of Woodbridge, Virginia, and
Is he from Woodbridge?
yeah, yep.
Damn, how
Yep.
is Woodbridge?
Yep.
Okay,
Yep.
okay,
Yep.
Woodbridge.
Yep. Elliot Wilson sounds off on Tommy Richmond. I'm gonna read a little bit because we want your thoughts, and of course, I want your thoughts on this DP. I haven't really, I breezed over it, so I don't really know everything either. So I'm just gonna read it. A lot of information will be new to me as well, and I will post this onto our media page or social media pages. So for those who want to read the rest, you can. But Elliot Wilson, one of the most respected voices in hip hop, isn't one to hold his tongue. And this time, he's aimed his critique at rising artist Tommy Richmond. Richmond, who's been making noise on the hip hop and R&B charts, caught Wilson's attention, but not in a good way. Wilson didn't hesitate to point out that he sees a misstep on Richmond's part. The album should have started with Million Dollar Baby and Devil Is a Lie. There's a motherfucking track too. That's how I have it on my playlist, Wilson said. He went on to explain that while he likes other tracks on Richmond's debut, Coyote, none of them hit like the two singles. I made my own version of Coyote, and they ain't slaps, but they ain't slaps like the other two songs. So what's the issue here? For Wilson, it's not just about the music, it's about how Richmond is positioning himself. Richmond, who has publicly distanced himself from the hip hop label, has still submitted his records for Grammy consideration in the hip hop category. That doesn't sit right with Wilson. You're number one on the hip hop and R&B charts, but you don't want to claim hip hop, and now you're submitting your records for the Grammys in hip hop categories. The question clearly frustrated with the contradiction. So, what
Okay,
is your thoughts on what's your thoughts on this, DP? Because
I can see why he's upset about that. Because at first I wouldn't have an issue. Somebody can identify as whatever they want to identify as. Um, and if he doesn't identify as a hip hop artist or a rapper, that's fine. You know what I mean? Ultimately, that's fine if that's what he wants for his music. Because I don't necessarily think that's rap.
now I get it.
You know what I mean? It's not rap.
That's really not hip hop though.
It's
to the core. It has a hip hop beat. I mean, vibe.
Influence. It's hip hop influence.
Yeah.
There's hip hop elements in it. So if he doesn't call it rap or hip hop, that's fine, right? And if the charts put him in the hip hop categories, right, like Billboard does it automatically or whoever does it automatically, that might be out of his control. But when you start to submit your music, you are submitting it as this. So now you're claiming it. Maybe it just might be the simple fact that that's how his Billboard charts are reading as he's in this category and this category. So that is why he submitted his music in that category. So maybe the fight shouldn't be with him. Maybe it's the issue should be with these institutions that love to put us in a box and keep us in a box, or maybe not us, whoever.
I guess that'll be my question to you. So, do the artists have control of how they're viewed as far as these categories, or is that like up to the institutions that that hold them?
Well, I'm not sure, and if he does have power over that, and he's doing one thing and saying another, well, that's the inconsistency, and I can see how somebody can have an issue with that. And Elliot Wilson, being as though he's been in position for a while, maybe that is what it is. He probably has more insight to it than I do. But if the charts put him here, that's on them, right? But once he starts submitting his music, because now you're taking away a slot for another actual hip hop artist or an R&B artist that really does check that box and really does live that culture. If you aren't going to be a part of the culture, then don't take from the culture.
So on that note, let me
culture vultures.
So what you're saying, let me finish this critique because I think it was getting into that. Wilson's critique goes deeper, touching on a larger conversation about artists trying to distance themselves from the genre that helped put them on the map. Everybody wants to be genreless. We all want world peace. That's not how motherfucking reality. Fuck your genreless ass. It sounds good in theory. I'm not a genre. Fuck out of here. You're hip hop. Wilson snapped, calling out the trend of artists trying to escape the labels that define them. And Wilson didn't stop there. He even shut down the possibility of ever interviewing Richmond, saying the young artist isn't ready to face the tough questions. I don't think he's ready for an interview with me, Wilson said clearly. There's all the controversy that I don't think he's ready to address. His actions are inconsistent. Wilson added that he feels like he's being used as as a credibility boost. Don't slow dance for me. I don't know what's going on. I feel like then I'm being used. Who's more credible in hip hop than me? So now you want to have a sit down with me and come off looking good because everybody's kicking your back because your actions are inconsistent. So does Elliot have a point?
Is Tommy? So it sounds like Tommy Richmond is requesting an interview with him. Is that?
Yeah. That's why I said the interview. The article goes on, and but I think that's what happened.
So if that's the case, then yeah, I agree with him. You can't. It's like the saying goes: you play both sides on the fence. You end up getting stuck on it. You know what I mean? Like either you're part of the hip hop and rap, or you aren't. Like you can't. Like you shouldn't be dibbling dabbling and like I'm hip hop today and I'm not hip hop at all.
See, this is, and I will say this is what's wrong. This has been going on with hip hop, and that's why a lot of people, when they raise points, a lot of people don't like when Lord Jamar say what he say. Motherfuckers don't like when certain people say certain shit, right? But here's the thing: we see a lot of people, and it's been through black music and history. They come in, dibble dabble, blow up, boom. Now they off doing their own thing. We seen it with Miley Cyrus. We seen it with. Now I will say it's a couple that held strong to their shit. Shout out Macklemore. Shout out Eminem. You know what I mean? They said, "Nah, we not gonna do that. This is what I am. If you're not gonna honor those who came before me, don't honor me." So I salute that, and that's big ups to them. But this is an issue within hip hop because hip hop obviously. So let me ask you this: did Post Malone do that?
Yeah, he did that. What do you mean?
Right. Post Malone, I'm just asking.
Definitely did it because he came out White Iverson playing off the like I'm Iverson. You think about me, you think about Iverson. He's playing off these images. You know what I mean? And
the cornrows and shit.
Either. Yeah, that wasn't rap either, but he's really playing off
to the hip hop culture. Yeah.
And slowly but surely he was distancing himself. Like he had that joint Celebration. Wasn't there something?
Oh yeah.
Like so he was still doing collabs and stuff like that, but now he went all the way left and he's like Morgan Wallen, come get on this song with me. Luke Combs, come get on this song with me. Country's kicking off. But to play devil's advocate though, so what does that mean when somebody like Beyonce does a cowboy?
And I think that maybe been a part of her point too. Because she could do whatever she want to do. So I think that was like, look, let me show y'all, But see, the thing about it is, you see what the CMAs did. The CMAs didn't honor nothing she did. They ain't even nominated for one joint.
Get one nomination, but best believe like she set some records with that album. I forgot what
she did, but I think I think it's a lesson to be learned in that. It was Travis. It was no, it wasn't. Was it? No, hold on. I'm trying to find the song who was, because I don't listen to no fucking Post Malone. It was Travis Scott
on the Celebration.
Was it Celebrate?
Celebration. That song cranked. You know what I mean?
I want to see. Did that song come out in 2019? Nah. Hold on.
That song's long.
Nah, it's older than that. So now this is. Oh, okay. Now I see what it is. Mind me. Don't mind me. My bad. Out the frame. What happened is this song is I just put in Celebrate Post Malone. It's a song that he did with Travis Scott on DJ Khaled's album Father of Assad. So yeah.
And like when Lil Nas X came out with Old Town Road, right? By all means, that's a country song, right? Like what else is? And they're like, hell no, it ain't. You know what I mean? Like that, the song was doing numbers, and it took for
You saying celebration? You threw me off. It's congratulations, and it's featuring
congratulations.
Quavo.
Yeah,
That's
there
why you
it
threw
is.
me
That's
off.
what it is. I
But you
know,
can tell we don't listen to no
but
damn Post Malone.
yeah,
So
but so I think it was Billy Ray Cyrus, Molly's dad. I think it was Billy Ray Cyrus that jumped on the remix
the
of
Old
Old
Town Road.
Road
It was.
to
It
give
was.
it its credibility, and then they started to say, oh, okay. But a couple of quick points on that though. One is Beyonce on that Cowboy Carter. She made sure to highlight any black artist that's doing country at the time. Like she got Shabuzi on there and a couple other people that are doing country music and are black. But she also paid homage to the people, the iconic figures in country. Like she had Dolly Parton on there, she had the Post Malone, so she didn't just play it as a culture vulture, she also like brought light to it.
So was she being the culture vulture?
And lastly, though, because I know people want to make that point, but let me really bring it all the way around, because the origins of country music is black music anyway. So at the end
I
of the
think
day,
that was her bigger point.
at the end of the day, country music started out as a form of black music, then it got taken. So who's the culture?
So I guess she can't be, by definition, be a culture vulture, huh?
Yeah. So there's that.
Man, they're gonna kick us off. They're gonna find a way to kick us off.
So how do you feel about speaking about interviews and stuff like that? So how do you feel about when artists, because this has been a growing trend, right? When like artists like Drake, for instance, and or even like a Tommy Richmond do an interview, they'll go with like a Zane Lowe or a Bobby, whatever.
I think that was a I think that was a part of Elliot Wilson's his critique of the shit is the fact that
too, because you can't be like, you can't sit down with an interview with me and then be mad when he goes and sits down with an interview with Zane Lowe,
right?
Whatever, you know what I mean? So get it together, man. You know what I mean?
So
no smoke, get it together.
But that's what I'm saying, because I read two different articles. I think one of them was saying that I guess a part of the why you so mad, son, was that he went over there, and I guess I don't know, because I don't want to misquote
for him. Well,
that's some shit like that.
That's what you call a press run. But so my question though,
but it's like, are you hip hop or not? That's that.
My question for you though is for artists that don't do the full gamut of a press run. They aren't going to 1,000 outlets. They go to one outlet. Like when Drake, he went to sit down with the girl Bobby, and I don't know her last name.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about though.
So how do you feel about black artists who do that? They're big. Wherever they sit is gonna be big.
I think by now, right?
But they don't give that light to say a Charlemagne and sit down with Charlemagne. Or they don't.
Now that's their prerogative. They have every right to do that, right? But we have to look at it and understand this. These artists, they got other people behind them. They got, I don't want to say handlers per se, but they got a team. And by that, I mean someone knows better than to do that unless it's done on purpose. So to me, when they do that, they definitely do it on purpose. I mean, it's a lot of people that's going to listen to us, and we're going to bring a lot of light and game to, but a lot of people don't know this. Some people do understand press runs. Some people don't. Some people don't understand, like, damn, all of a sudden I've been seeing this person all over the place. All of a sudden, some people don't understand because they not tapped in. Yeah, but they not tapped in enough to understand, like
you see him right now in a bunch of interviews.
Like right now, someone's on a press run right now. I've been seeing a lot lately. I forgot who it is, but I'm like, dang, they've been all. But that's how you know though.
If you
like for instance, just last week I seen Glorilla party on like 4 different shows.
There you
go. It's like, you know what I mean? Right. So and that's what artists, I'm saying this to say, this what artists,
it's happened to that person's audience. You know what I mean? It's a collab.
Right. And it's like, it's good, because especially if you got a release. But I think, like I said, a lot of people not like tapped into that or have an understanding of this is why all of a sudden you see them. And it's like, oh shit, she got, they might just be, in La La Land, but it's like, oh, all of a sudden this person got an album coming out. and they're not really putting two and two together. Like you might not some artists you might not see for 2 years,
and then you
and
see them everywhere all of a sudden.
All of a sudden, they on the Breakfast Club.
So
They,
if you see that 9 times out of 10, they're on a press run, or they've been called for a little bit and they're trying to warm their name up, or something just happened with their name and they're capitalizing. Like you might see somebody like when everything happened with Nipsey Hussle, you saw Whack 100 on all these outlets saying the same thing, like Nipsey's not a legend, because he's just trying to get his algorithm,
his name up, his clout up.
Yeah.
Now that's what you call clout chasing. That's clout chasing
for sure. And
no bullshit.
And another thing that he mentioned was something about the hardball questions, right? And my sister's friend growing up used to work with Epic and 550 under Sony. And I don't even know if 550 music is even a thing anymore. But one of her artists, like one of the people under that umbrella was like Cameron, for instance. And I'm talking about way back. This is like Confessions of Fire era. You know what I mean? For those that don't know, I think that's like his first album. And so when artists, I don't know if that's the case now, but I knew then at least when artists go on these press runs and when they go sit in front of people, a lot of times these questions aren't off the cuff. You know what I mean? Like it's a part of artist development and everything. So like that's why when you see them do interviews, some of these interviews, they're retelling the same story.
Yeah, some of the same questions and everything. Maybe rehashed a little bit, but pretty much the same shit.
So when you see somebody like him saying he's ducking the hard questions, it's either that you might have some interviewers like, no, I ain't doing that. Either you're gonna let me ask my questions or I'm not doing the interview. But a lot of times, even with politicians, when you see them sit down somewhere, like none of that is out the blue. They knew what they were going to be asked. It's not an interview like you're going for a job and you don't know what the person across from you is saying.
Right.
Prepped on these questions.
That's a good point because that's exactly, and that's what I'm saying. That's why, like I said, if you pay attention to these politicians, it's the same. It's going to be the same joint, all you know, what I'm saying, over and over again. Especially because they know the news cycle is so fast that they're not going to get, They not gonna change up over and over again unless they get blindsided. You know what I'm saying? They might get blindsided.
So to switch gears a little bit, but on par, there was an interview that just happened and now it's making its rounds and everybody is sounding off. You have Kendrick Lamar, right? Who is coming off all this success, all this stuff. He's typically a quiet person, pretty reserved throughout most of his career. He doesn't have that many interviews. Right? Like I can think of the one where he was I think it was a Noisy or a Vice interview and he's in Compton and he's sitting like this and he got all his niggas behind him and stuff like that. Is so I think when he does his interviews, he does them to like paint a narrative and paint a picture, right? Like he's not the type that says a lot. Right. But anyway, he just did this interview with Bizarre Magazine or something, which is definitely not a hip hop or rap magazine. And I think he's one of the first, if not the first, male artists to be on even the cover of this magazine. And so he did the interview with SZA. And some people are like, I think it was well done. When you sit down with another artist, you can kind of tap into. It's different when you're talking to somebody.
Like it's talking to two creators, and they okay. Yeah.
And so some people are applauding it and loving the way he answered, and then there's a lot of people that are not.
You can't make motherfuckers happy all the time out here, man. Especially in 2024, man. It's like. Look, some people gonna love OutTheFrame, some people gonna hate us. You know what I mean? But we're gonna have a lot of people that love us, and it's gonna be some people that's gonna agree with what we saying. Look, matter of fact, I already seen that already from us. Like I put out a clip on something that we did, and it was like on this social media platform, it was motherfuckers frowning. Right. And on this one, people was laughing, and all that shit. So I was like, it's just funny how that shit be working, man. It's funny.
Well, check this out. You don't gotta agree with us on everything because a lot of things were right. You know what I'm saying? You don't gotta agree with us on everything. But if you don't like us or you hate us, it's something wrong with you.
And guess what?
Ain't nobody got time for that.
Exactly.
But it's interesting because earlier today I saw this clip, and I'm gonna play it for you guys real quick. It's none other than the one and only Adam 22, and he had some choice words for Kendrick after that interview. Let's
let's get into it.
It's interesting, this table of people, right? You see you got Adam 22, you got Trap Lord Ross. I don't even know who this dude is with the whole he took it's like he took my sweater off my and wrapped it around his head. You got the other dude right there. But anyway, let's get into it. Let's listen.
Turn the sound on.
Kind of bizarre, man. It was very, very pretentious. Still journalism. You let your label mate basically interview you.
Former label.
Kind of bizarre, man. It was very, very pretentious affair that was.
Oh my God. I feel like reading that article, I was left with the feeling this may all backfire on Kendrick at some point, because he has built himself up now to be such an elitist character in the space. And I just don't, I think at a certain point, people are going to realize we really trusted this guy and that it's just not really panning out. Because to me, that interview had so little substance to it, so many words and so little actual deep provoking, thought-provoking sentiments expressed in it. And I feel like that's largely the sentiment that I've been seeing from other people as well, is that very few people seem impressed by this. And my question too is, Elliot's all on Nicki Minaj for going and doing content with Kai Cenat, right? I mean, what is this? This is the same shit. It's a softball interview.
This is super
when you
softball.
could have supported a real hip hop media outlet and sat down with somebody who really does this. It was the ultimate situation where he's shielding himself from any kind of tough questions or you can't imagine him going on the Breakfast Club
for sure. No
because
way.
Even
So
Charlemagne
shit up?
would shit down his throat if he wanted to give those kind of bullshit ass answers.
You made all that shit up about Drake, right? You was capping, right? That's
exactly. That's all we needed to hear. And instead he sits across from SZA, who lets him get away with the song was about how I, as a man, am just in such a great space as a man or whatever. It's you call him a pedophile and it seems like it's all a lie. Tell us. Because think about it. They put out a call for Diddy's accusers, right? You get hundreds. He makes the #1 song of the year, calling Drake an abuser and a pedophile. 0 girls have showed up to confirm this. All they can.
All right. Enough of that. What are your thoughts?
Well, I don't always agree with Adam 22. He made some good points though. But that's not to say that Kendrick was wrong in any way for doing what he did and answering the question how he answered it. Because when you go to certain platforms, you do expect certain, and that's not to say he's not going to go there. People sometimes, man, be speaking before people get a chance to even do certain things. Maybe this is a part of his press run. Maybe he knows, man, I'm gonna be at this Super Bowl coming February. I got a long time to go till I get there. So let me just get all this shit in a row. Maybe I'll get these out the way. And because you don't know his plan. Now, if he never does one from now and even after Super Bowl, then you got something to really hang your hat on. But I do somewhat agree that you do have to go to certain platforms for hip hop, but we're not limited to those platforms. We're not limited to those. So as an artist, when I say we, I'm talking about Black people going to Black platforms. You're not limited to those platforms. So you can still go to different platforms and speak, and they ask the question, and sometimes you got to know the audience that's coming to the table that you're talking to. So you don't want to have to be so abrasive as well. So he probably answered it according to probably what someone said or what he knows about the audience. So you don't know why he went there and why he answered the question the way he answered it. You see what I'm saying?
And you raised the great point, because also what's he getting ready for? The Super Bowl.
Right. He got to be clean.
He got this song that's out that does have these allegations in it. And so he's about to be introduced to some people that don't really know him outside of that song.
And that's probably why he went to that, platform to start to gear up for that. He got to realize that people got to realize this. Kendrick is going to be interviewed whether he likes it or not at this point. Understand that. So when he pops out, wherever he pops out at, especially now, he's going to be, and I ain't talking about on that level of fame of a Michael Jackson, but definitely on that level of being recognized. So when he pops out, no matter where he's at, man, somebody popping up with a mic in his face.
And
So
another thing is the way he moves, right? Like you said, he's very calculative. I think he did this on purpose, knowing whatever the backlash could be, because he hasn't said nothing this whole
we talking
time.
about it, ain't we?
And somehow he has mastered the art of just moving a finger, just a boop, and it gets the internet going crazy. He doesn't have to release.
Really, he don't got to do too much. He don't.
Nothing. It's not even a recorded interview. It's a written interview. So he could have really chat GPT the answers and check this. All right, check. He really could have did that. But I mean, that's part of how he's been for this, even before this battle, to be honest. And
at least for the greater part of the last maybe 4 or 5 years, he been this way, like really kind of out the way. Besides, the latest beef with Drake and all that, he been kind of out the way.
But real quick, for those new to rap and hip hop, and those new to battle rap, and the essence of battle raps, y'all got to stop hanging your head on is this factual or is this not factual or is this true? Is this
that's
not
how
true?
you know,
or that's over the line, or that's out of the rap ain't battle rap ain't even always that, man. You know what I'm saying? It's like, how do you make this person look? This is your opponent, and you're gonna tear him down in every way, shape possible. And their gloves are off.
So put it this way. He might know. To your point, DP, he might know damn well Drake. Because Drake might be a pedophile, but he damn well might not be. So let's say, for instance, that Drake was just messing with somebody that was younger. Now this what niggas do. Niggas gonna put 10 on 100 and say, man, she was 20. Man, you fucking with that little ass girl. That bitch 13. Yeah, that's what niggas gonna do. They're gonna put, come on, man, they're gonna put 10 on 100 and make it worse than what it is. You know what I'm saying?
And here's the thing. If it has no legs, it's not gonna stick.
Right.
I mean, to be clear, everything for the most part said in that battle, can none of us.
Now I will say this: what's so crazy about this shit?
Majority of it, whether Drake said it or Kendrick said it, a lot of it can't be fact checked because we aren't in the circles to fact check it.
And what's crazy about what he said is, he said Diddy got all these accusers coming out the woodwork, right? Now, maybe Al 22 might just put the battery in somebody back. Like, you right. Let me go get this money from Drake too. Shit. You right. Let's get him too. But you know what I mean? I'm not saying that's what they're gonna do. And if he didn't do nothing, I hope nothing comes like that. But people gotta be careful, man, because motherfuckers out here would do anything for money.
Look, man, I got one for you, so you can go get this bag, right? I know you used to rock Abercrombie and Fitch back in the day.
Who? Nigga, so you got an Abercrombie and Fitch hat on right now.
Nah, Slim. Actually, this is a local company, but I ain't even gonna put that on you. But for those that don't know, I'm about consistency. And I'm about everybody should be treated fairly, right? So that's why I'm even bringing this story up, because you just mentioned Diddy. So that's a perfect segue to Abercrombie and Fitch. I don't know if you saw what happened.
I have no idea what the fuck you about to bring up stage. No idea.
So do you know we all know Abercrombie and Fitch, right?
Yeah, it's a clothing line, right? Or a clothing company or something.
So the CEO, the former CEO, Abercrombie and Fitch, was throwing his own Diddy parties.
Man,
he was throwing his own.
Now this is a huge. Now look, I'm pretty sure for real, this motherfucker probably richer than Diddy.
Nah, he's not, because it definitely made me look up his net worth. But
Oh, okay.
he was caked up, no pun
'Cause you-
intended. He was but nah, so
Is it a
like
play button on that, or is that just the article?
maybe. I mean, I don't know. Maybe it will get into it, but I don't want a bunch of pop-ups and shit to come on to pop
Okay,
up.
cool. Yeah, true.
But the gist of it is so anyway, is he Richard? Like real quick, I did go pocket watch, and he's making I think when he left, he was already worth like 400 million.
Mm-hmm.
And they gave him a $27 million payout for his retirement and $1 million for life a year.
Okay.
And so
And how long ago he retired?
I don't know.
You don't know?
Probably like a decade or so. I don't keep up with it, and it would have been out of sight and out of mind until this. And but the point of it is, he was having his own like sex parties and stuff. The difference is his was all men. It was
Oh, man.
So hide your kids, hide your wife.
And no, like when you look at the details of this case, it's very, 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 very similar to what they're.
I have heard nothing about this. When did this shit come out? When did shit happen?
It just happened over the past day or two, and that's what brings me to my further point, right? So, like his case is pretty wild when you look at some of the allegations. It's him, his husband, and a third or partner and a third person, and they would do things like, oh, you want to be a model? All right, we got this party, we're flying people out. They were doing the sex trafficking, the same quote unquote sex trafficking. The difference is in this case they were misleading people, like after you do this, we got a role for you. You might, get in this ad or something. And it wasn't just gay men that were flying out. They were doing this to straight men who like might refuse to do anything, and they were getting drugged up. They were getting
they really on there. What they say Diddy's on, but they was really doing it.
Really doing it. And this went on for like 10 something years. And it just kind of came to the light about a year ago. Somebody came out like, nah, I ain't keeping quiet. And then it kind of.
And why, like I said, if this shit, he said this shit, they came out about a year ago, but we just hearing about it now.
Well, the first accusations came out a year or so ago. But this article, like, is crazy because we're gonna get into this because some of these.
Hold on, scroll, zoom in onto his ankle.
That's what I'm saying. I didn't want to let but yeah, you see what's jewelry he's sporting, right? You see the jewelry he's sporting, right?
Hold on, man.
Check it out. Hold on. You see the jewelry he's sporting? You wild as shit.
Oh shit.
You see the jewelry he's sporting, Slim?
I wonder how much that costs. The Abercrombie and Fitch ankle bracelet.
It costs her freedom.
And he already got, you see, he got the motherfucking jail slides.
So this is my bigger point. You know what I mean? Because I damn sure ain't no Diddy defender. Let's say they're all fucking guilty, right? My bigger point is this: like the shit just happened yesterday, or something like that. We didn't see tanks in front of his house. We didn't see
raided shit.
I don't think he has any kids, but we don't see everybody. We didn't see him in handcuffs in any of these pictures. You don't see any handcuffs. You don't see his house raided all over TV, which I get it. Diddy's a bigger celebrity. So that's a little bit of apples and oranges as far as being all over the news. I get that. But they didn't hit his house or houses like they came after Diddy. The thing, though, that is really somewhat alarming to me is this case reads very similar to the Diddy case. It's like parties, the sex parties, flying people in.
Crazy. Well, we know it's probably like a Hollywood thing, but like you said, at the end of the day, you ain't getting that same press coverage for sure. Because I ain't hear shit about that.
He's already out on bail. They gave him a $10 million.
And he got bail, huh?
They gave him a $10 million bail. He's out.
So what makes him? What makes him
a $500,000 bail? He's out. So that's my point. Is where is the consistency? Like fuck it. Let's say they're all guilty. Put them all the way there. Fuck it, right? But we need to have fairness in this system. You know what I mean? Like if you're accused of this stuff and that means
crimes,
home, then you can't go home. We can't pick and choose.
So that's something that you should ask. Like every time shit like this happen, right? It make you say, well, what's the difference? And
Mhm.
then the difference becomes fucking evident. Like, you know what I mean? So it's like, it's not that we tripping because we see the shit. It's always now. That's the one thing that's consistent. When you ask for consistency, they say we're gonna give you consistency. All right, we gonna do the same thing over and we're gonna crack you niggas in the head. We're gonna let ours go. So that's what the fuck,
Didn't he
you
say
know,
he wanted to bet $100 million bail? He said, "Fuck."
man. He said, Nick, look, the nigga Diddy volunteered so much shit. It made me think, like,
Did he?
man.
Did
He
he?
said, nah, listen, he said he went up there and said, man, you can drug test me. He go 50 mil. I'm giving all my passports and my kids, even the baby. Like, even the baby ain't gonna go nowhere. Like, we ain't got nothing. So it just let me show you that it will just show you that and shit, like you said, the shit not consistent, man.
Bruh, the bottom line, and it comes back to that too. The Bama wasn't in there for 24 hours, and he's already out on bail. And that's the only reason I brought this shit up. It's not in defense of nobody. I just want, if we're hanging people at the stake for this, hang them all. That's
It's
all
not,
I'm
but
saying.
you know
Like,
what? The thing about it is,
get all these type of characters out the way. Get them all.
okay, so look. I'm gonna speak, and I'm gonna speak on this directly into the camera, directly to our people. Now, here's the thing: what's wrong with niggas? Because we will have a story like this, and we won't run this through the mud like we did Diddy. You see what I'm saying? We won't tell a joke about this. It won't be nothing funny about. It won't be none of that. So the thing about it is, what
you wearing that Abercrombie and Fitch?
yeah, it won't be nothing. It won't be no jokes told. Matter of fact, if we put this out, ain't nobody gonna say shit about this because it has for whatever reason, we like seeing our own hang. We done became the lynch mob that we hate. We done became them same motherfuckers that we used to point the finger and say, man, these some devils. We done became them, but we do it to ourselves. So they can go do that, like you said, take them in. Prosecutors can say whatever they want. They can put it on the news, but they can go on that joint, get bail, come out, no cuffs, nothing. Be out in 20, you said less than 24 hours. But the thing about it is, what people don't realize, I said, it's a slippery slope. When we start going down this road and we start pointing a finger at each other before we have our just day in court, we start saying, oh, nah, he guilty. Man, they're going to treat us as such. And we seeing it. They're going to treat us as such every time. So they're going to keep hitting us over here because we hitting ourselves over the head. Busta Rhymes says something like, yeah, the jokes is funny and everything, but it's enough of that. Because what people don't realize in our own ignorance, when we do make jokes, and everybody made a joke. I made a joke. Everybody do. But I'm speaking to what it is about when we do it as a community to our own over and over again before we really realize what's going on. We are giving them permission to do it because we calling the dogs on ourselves. When we start saying motherfuckers are guilty, and this to you, to you, and you. You said he guilty. How do you know? How do you know? You was never there. You wasn't at a party, but you say he guilty. And that's the thing. I'm not saying he innocent. I give a fuck if he innocent or guilty. I don't, that's not my thing. Because my issue is tomorrow. It could be somebody else tomorrow. And then the day after, and the day after, and the day after. If all they got to tell us is he guilty, and then we go making jokes about it, it makes it easy for them to lynch us publicly. It makes it easy. And we giving them all the leeway to do it because then we start believing it. We start believing it. And we don't have no evidence. And that's the thing. That's the scary thing about it. If you was not there, you can't say that man guilty. You know what I'm saying? Now I get it. Nobody likes a pedophile. No one likes a rapist. Those are things that's on my that is on my top two things that I can't stand besides a racist. So at the end of the day, those I always feel like, man, they should die. You know, if it's my choice, if you do those things, you should die. But we have to be careful. And when we go to hang our own people before we have any evidence, because we should already know what we up against. And that's my biggest thing. We know who the enemy is, and we know that, and we gonna keep letting them take. And I ain't got give a fuck about a celebrity, but we gonna keep letting them take The bottom line. And that matter of fact, that's gonna be the name of this episode, the bottom line. Because when we started out, we talked about the bottom line. And what hurt us is getting to their bottom line. But you know what's gonna always hurt us? They get into our bottom line. Because not for nothing, and let's put it to the side, but when Diddy talking about business, he was talking about black business. When he was talking about politics, he said, yeah, I did that vote or die shit, but I had to realize my power. And I had to realize black people need their own party. It is just so funny to me. Then when you start talking like that, and then you start standing on business, and you say, man, this company over here that's treating me like a minority,
So
like a billionaire.
That's crazy because you just reminded me. It's like that Michael Jackson song. They don't really care about us. And Pac did the remix.
They don't give a fuck about us.
They don't give a fuck about us. But then I start to rise. Here when the children's eyes.
Now they give a fuck about us.
And there's a tape. I ask y'all watching this. Go do your homework. Go get on your Googles. There's a tape conversation, a Tupac, and I believe it's Tukey Williams. And Pac is on the same wave of getting our own political party. And he's
Monster Cody.
And Monster Cody. Okay, yeah, I knew it was something like that. And it's a step-by-step blueprint too. It's not just an idea, it's a step-by-step blueprint and how to implement it. And I think that's some powerful shit. And yeah, just go look into that for all the people at home. Do your homework. Tupac, Monster Cody,
phone conversation.
They get into a lot of stuff, but when he gets into the political things, and it's still some of the ideology that we need to kind of apply.
And you know what? You bring up a good point, right? You go up a good point. And this is, I always say this. People don't realize, to me, this is my theory. Pac was targeted because he was politicizing niggas in the street. And niggas don't understand that. You know what I'm saying? Niggas don't understand that this where his mind was at 25. So they looked at him and said, man, there's such thing called social engineering. We're gonna do a show about that too. But when they see certain people, they project shit out, or they see certain situations, they project shit out 25 years. And they looked at that man and said, man, he's thinking like this at 25. You gotta get him up out of here. And
COINTEL Pro is
real. It's real. Matter of fact, on that note,
Google's and they said we can't afford to have a black messiah. These are real things in black and white.
To that point, you just said, it's a book called The FBI and War on Tupac Shakur. Go get that. Is the author name I believe the author name is John Potash, right? And in that book, you got J. Edgar Hoover in that book saying what you just said. So that's the whole thing. And to your point about him talking to Monster Cody, right? How we get that recorded? How we get that recorded? Because
exactly
that's Tupac talking to a known gang member in jail. How we get it?
So real quick, and I don't want to shift gears too much because we can't give them all that at once. I do want to give a quick salute, and we need a round of applause to the young brother Shine, who is coming out with this documentary. You know what I mean?
I forgot the name of it.
You know what I mean? It's honorable.
There you go.
Take a little quick look into it. You know what I mean? Because this is a rapper or a guy who went the route of the rap life, the hip hop life, the street life, became a rapper, spent 10 years in jail, became a politician in Belize, and he got there's a documentary out about it.
I would ride my bicycle up the Brooklyn Bridge, and by the time I got down, raps would just come to my head.
I got a call. It was like, yo, you gotta hear this kid. His name is Shine. Kid is nice.
Now tell me who on the with us. Ashes to ashes, dust to dust.
Whoa. This is a bad beat. Everybody wanted him.
Somebody called Diddy and started talking crazy. Signing to Bad Boy, I became a millionaire.
Bad Boy was very much like a family for a very long time.
At this point, I'm with Puff all the time. I go to Club New York, we hanging out, and I think we're getting ready to leave.
And then you hear, pop, pop, pop.
Bad Boy.
Police are questioning entertainers Sean Puffy Combs and Jennifer Lopez following a shooting at a nightclub.
I had nothing to do with a shooting in this club.
Puff couldn't handle going to jail. Every man for himself.
Puffy got acquitted and he got 10 years.
He was betrayed. I was absolutely set up to be the fall guy. One of the most difficult parts of it is watching everybody succeed. You know, watching 50. But I put out another album while I was there.
He got bigger.
I spent 10 years in prison, but I was able to move on.
The trajectory of Shine after that changed.
There's a time to pivot. There's a time to transition. And that's how I got into politics. The politics just came naturally because that made me have a purpose.
That's a beautiful thing when somebody finds their true purpose in life.
This gentleman came with an aura around him, and everybody was drawn to him.
Belize first. The Belizean people first.
This story is unbelievable.
Everybody's journey is different. Mine was 23 years. I sacrificed my career and life and family to be someone with humanity, with integrity, with honor.
Yeah, so
Man, that's some dope shit right there, bro.
definitely gonna check that out. I think
That's some dope shit right there, man. Shout out again to the dude Shine, man, because this is, man, Out the Frame, man. Listen to the Out the Frame smokers, Out the Frame family. This is what hip hop, and this is why they scared of hip hop, man. This is why, because you see, someone can rise from the streets and get to a political office. Don't give a fuck if it's in this country or not. He came from here and got to a political office. Because when you can go through certain things and you can make certain changes in your life, and a lot of times this is why they want to. I just want to make this point. This is why they want to keep hip hop young. They want to keep hip hop young because the young is oftentimes ignorant, and I don't mean stupid, and I don't mean I mean exactly what I'm saying. I mean ignorant, not knowing, not having an understanding, and really not having no wisdom. See, if we allowed to grow and get to the level and get to the understanding that a Jay-Z has, a level of understanding that I see oftentimes come out the mouth of someone like Busta Rhymes or even 50 Cent, and we see when hip-hop is able to grow and mature, people oftentimes become different. And sometimes that difference, that change is what they're afraid of, because now when we got the money, the means, the understanding, the knowledge, and the wisdom, we can give back way more than what we can give at 25, like Pop. You see what I'm saying? So that's what we really need to understand. Yeah.
So salute to him. And real quick before we get out of here, though, we gotta do it. We gotta do it. We gotta give him a top 10. You know what I mean?
Oh man,
we gotta go there.
So let's get it. Here we go. Out the frame.
Oh, this is what we're doing today.
Top 10 greatest rap collaborations of all time.
Oh, I got
so you. This is so look, when I say collaborations, talking about
a group. We're
talking about this. I'm about to break it down.
UGK, like
I'm talking about this. That's what I'm talking about. I'm talking about this artist and this artist. We're talking about either a collaboration, we're talking about a feature, we're talking about an album. Whatever your collaboration is, it means when you take this rap artist and this rap artist and they come together, boom, present either a collaboration of an album or a song or a feature. So what is your top 10 greatest hip hop collaborations of all time? We're going to present that question to you. Put it down in the comments, but we're going to keep the show rolling and we're going to give some hours. Now,
all right, give 3 real quick so you can give an example, because I'm still trying.
All right, now look, when I think about it,
say
again,
you got.
When I think about a collaboration, DP, I'm thinking about. Damn, I didn't see that coming.
All the time. Okay.
Yeah, I didn't see this one coming.
Oh,
And
man, I'm gonna run.
so here's one to come off the top of my head. I got two that come off the top of my head, and they kind of, it's some 90s shit, but fuck it.
I know who you about to say.
You probably know one of them.
I'm gonna write it down. Watch this. I'm gonna write it down. Let me find.
I'll let you write it down because I know you ain't gonna say one of them.
About to say. I'm gonna say one of the collaborators.
All right.
Go ahead.
But hold on. Because you my man, you get it. But I will say this one. Because this one, hold on. This one, before I say the one I think you think I'm about to say, I'm gonna say this one because when I first heard this song, this is one of the first songs that actually made me want to rap. This one is Method Man. No, this one is Method Man and Mary J. Blige.
Okay.
That one.
Okay.
Right. But this one, I remember this one. This shit had my hood lit. Bone Thugs and Tupac. Thug Love. Okay, say it.
Can I get Bone right there? because they're responsible for at least two of them. Bone and Pac.
Oh,
and Bone and Big. Those were two.
But don't forget about Bone and Eazy-E too, because that joint had the hood on fire. For the love of money, come on, Slim.
Yeah, it did for sure. And
they had some of the hottest collaborations.
The most memorable verse is Easy.
Yeah.
Motherfucking Eric, right? It's all the same. And
I
trip, I stack my grip.
I gotta have it, bitch.
But there's a lot, man. I'm gonna give you so like I'll give you one that you'll never see again. For sure, you'll never see this again. Eminem, Kanye West, Lil Wayne, Drake on one song. You will never.
That might be, to be honest. I remember that song when that shit was on the fucking radio. Now that's how long ago it was. We talking about radio. No motherfuckers don't even listen to radio no more. But that shit was on fire, Slim. That shit was on fire. Drake was just rising, and it was like
Kanye was still
everybody on there hit their. But you know what? How about this? How about this one? Monster, Jay-Z, Kanye, Nicki. Man,
who had the best verse
on Monster?
Who you think had the best verse?
I hate to say it. No, I ain't gonna say I hate to say it. It just showed you.
No, don't.
Man, Nicki had it. Nicki had the hottest verse on that joint. Y'all gonna disagree with that?
Say whatever they want to say, but Nicki killed that. Like she really did smoke it. Ross I think they said when they were making the song, like Rick Ross happened to hear it. He was there and it was like, nah, I got to be a part of this. And that's why his verse is so short at the beginning, because he just wanted to be a part of it. Kanye's was all right. Jay-Z smoked it, but Nicki, like, she kind of $50K for a verse, no album out.
I'm gonna tell you one of my favorite collaborations of all time, and it's a pretty recent song, not like this year, but the video. I'm gonna tell you like this: when I seen this video, I said, "Man, these niggas make hip hop look cool, man. They make this shit look smooth. They make this shit look gangster. They make this shit look presidential." I think the song is Sorry, but it's DJ Khaled, Jay-Z, Nas. Man, go watch that video again.
So
they killed that shit.
So here's what we're gonna do, because we're gonna chop this clip up. We're gonna put it out there. So what we want y'all to do is in the comments, y'all put y'all's top 10. Right, we're gonna just throw some out. We aren't necessarily
this not in order. I'm just saying what's coming to my head.
Top 10, because this is kind of like we're kind of off the cuff a little bit. But
I'm definitely going off the cuff.
Because you gotta
give me one. You gotta give me one too, though, DP.
Like Sicko Mode. You got songs like Sicko Mode with Travis Scott and Drake. You got joints like man, in the 90s, it's not fair because I feel like rappers tended to collab more. Like one of my favorite ones, even from the 90s, was Banned from TV. There's a song called Banned from TV, and it's like Noriega, it's Nas, it's Big Pun. I think even Jadakiss is on there, and I think Nas rewrote his verse even for it. Nature is on there. That joint cranks.
Man, we definitely got to do a top 10. We definitely got to do a real top 10 of this. Because I'm thinking about more and more shit. It's like,
ain't nothing like a gangster party.
That's what I'm saying. I'm thinking about more and more. California Love.
I'm trying not to be biased and stick to the 90s, but like even I Got 5 on it remix. Like, why you treating me so bad? E40 makes it happen. I'll tell you what, man. I'll tell you what. I remember when that came out, like Richie Rich. I always thought he had the best verse on that because everybody else was talking about they got 5 on it. And Richie, like I'm a youngin'. I'm real young when that came out. That's like 90s. But like Richie Rich verse stuck out because he was like, I'm sacked up when you see me, screaming if you need me or something. I'm like, yeah. Everybody else is talking about smoking it, and he's talking about he got it. And I was like, yeah, you know. Who else though?
You gotta give me at least one more.
We can't
bring it up to speed. Let's bring it up to speed.
We gotta get 2000s, 2010s, 2020s.
Yeah, we gotta bring it up to speed for sure. Let me
No
see.
Hands is something from like the early 2000s. That was a when that
song was a smash. That song was a smash.
It made noise. What's some other ones, man?
These youngers gonna kill us, man.
That's what I'm saying. You showing your age, Slim.
Nah, you is, nigga.
You showing your age, man.
Let me see.
Even like first person shooter, to be honest, like that song's fire. The video is like that for real.
Oh no, I got one shit. J. Cole and Benny.
Benny's verse all right, but what J. Cole did to it is what makes that song.
Exactly. But that's what I'm saying. That's a collaboration that people ain't gonna see. I like collaborations you don't really see coming. You know what I mean? Like you don't really see it. It's like, damn, when you hear it, it's like, damn, I would have never thought about putting them two together. That's what I like.
Man, I'll tell you what, here's a new one, a very new one, is Eminem and JID, not IDK, JID.
Eminem yeah.
Man, that damn is rapping. Like he's rapping. And Eminem that joint. Like they're rapping.
Let's show the ladies some love. One of the smashes, man, was WAP. Gotta show the ladies some love, man. WAP was like,
as far as impact, sure, you gotta put that on there.
For sure. I mean, you gotta think, man, we had people singing that shit that we know damn well wasn't supposed to be singing that shit.
So, I don't know what you mean by that, but we're gonna leave it at that.
Damn, wow. I'm talking about people grandmothers, man.
Yeah. Another classic we'll stick to ones you didn't see coming, because you got to put songs like Wipe Me Down is technically a collaboration, and Bootsy's still touring off that song to this day. They just did a collaboration between Sexy Reds and Glorilla remixing that song. So that's definitely one of the top collaboration songs of rap. For sure, especially if you're from the South, people fraternities are still stepping to it. You know what I mean?
We got to go back in time and bring it back up.
All right.
A lot of people ain't gonna see. People don't realize that because I'm definitely not showing my age on this because it's before my time. But at the same time, here out the frame, I want to think that we are really some hip hop enthusiasts, right? So the one I'm about to say is Run DMC and Aerosmith. So, and the reason why I'm saying that is because the importance of the song. The collaboration was definitely needed to help hip hop grow. Another one on that same note is Jay-Z and Linkin Park. So we gotta think now. I'm just talking about I'm just talking about the importance of it. Sometimes we got to understand that hip hop, it's certain moments and certain collaborations in hip hop that made it grow. You know what I'm saying? So it made people come into it. Thinking about that, Jay-Z and Eminem, Renegade.
And Eminem washed them. but that's a whole nother topic. And
Go ahead,
Jay-Z
bro.
heard the song before he put his verse down. He heard Eminem's verses and still got washed. I'll give you all right. I got 3. I'm gonna run off real quick, and I'm just throwing these out so y'all make y'all's list. But one, you gotta include If I Ruled the World, Nas and Lauryn Hill.
Nigga,
But I'm gonna bring it up though. We aren't gonna go that far back in time. One you didn't see coming is Jay-Z and Cameron, New York City.
Oh yeah, both
And
had classic verses on that joint.
Smoke that joint. I'm a BK
Both of them.
Mark
Both.
Projects, Hallway Lauderer, Pure Coke Copper, get your order up. I get them to Florida and the Florida Explorer. Whatever he said, if I gotta get, it's gonna cost more if I gotta get them to Florida.
Man.
But here's one from like the 2010s to get it a little more up to date. And this is another collab that you will never see again. 2 Chainz, A$AP Rocky, Drake, Kendrick Lamar.
What song was that?
I like bad bitches.
Oh yeah. I know. And when you saying it, I'm like, damn, I know it's
a problem.
Yeah, fucking
Never
problem.
see it. You'll never see any of them on the same song again.
And yeah, and that's what's wrong with hip hop, man. Like, what the fuck is going on? I think people be really scared. See, it's these conversations that make niggas run away from it. It's these conversations because niggas will be like, nah, who killed that verse? And that's when niggas start, oh, I ain't getting in the ring with them niggas. That's what rap's supposed to be, man. Like, it is what it is.
And it's always friendly competition. But
so look, again, let's show the ladies some love. What about, is it Moulin Rouge? Is that the song? With Lil Kim, Missy?
Man, I ain't that on there.
I'm not saying listen.
Look, I got a better one for you.
This
though.
not about this not about it. It is. It's about some of our favorite, but at the same time, I'm trying to show love to like what made the collaboration. Like, damn, we never thought about that.
Okay,
that's what I'm saying.
If in the comments I see y'all put Moulin Rouge,
and niggas ain't gonna do that. They're gonna fire me up. Y'all gonna fire me up for this one, ain't you?
I ain't taking no credibility in this. But I got.
No, I'm just showing love to the ladies. I know we're gonna forget them. That's
in
it.
that same time frame, you had that song "Ladies Night."
That's maybe what I'm thinking about. I think that's what I'm thinking about.
It had.
Is that the same song?
No. It's
man, hold
not
on, man. Now you got me fucked up. Hold on.
Same song, but that song used to crank. Ladies Night. Actually, I did like that song, even though I was young when it came out.
I think that's the song I'm thinking about, though.
But
what am I thinking about that?
No, you aren't. But it's cool.
I'll try to switch my lane.
Let's try to get all
Lil
right.
Kim, Missy, the Brat, Left Eye. Yeah, okay.
Before we get out of here, though, let's get some credit to some 2020s and some 2010s, because we can't leave them out. You know what I mean? What are some that you didn't see coming? Like some collaborations that you didn't see coming, and that still kind of set things on fire. Any come to mind?
Say that again.
We got to go 2016 or later. Give me something from 2016 or later.
All right. Collaborations.
2016.
We're gonna show our age, huh? Like niggas don't know what's going on now. Let me see. So now you want me? Now you want me to hit this shit out the park. Let me see. And I know some.
I'm gonna go with Yeet and sorry, no, I'm playing.
Let me see.
He's doing his Googles.
You got to
doing his Googles.
I want to hit this shit out the park. I don't got none. What the fuck was that? Suspense.
Yeah, I was looking for the crickets. Yeah, because that's what you.
Nah, but you know what? That's the thing, man. I know something. They just not hit me like.
We really don't get as many collabs as we used to. Like you might have had like the Lil Baby joint and the Who you do the joint with? No, I'm showing.
That joint was a banger. I don't know if you think about this one, but Lil Baby and Lil Durk.
Yeah,
on
that's
the DJ Khaled joint.
That
joint is vicious. Look, you got your Google up?
Oh, my hand, right here.
Yeah, you do. They gonna fry your ass in these comments.
Nah, you old ass.
They gonna fry you.
I don't know nothing past 19 something. Nigga talking about
niggas hit the 90 Joes off the top of the head like boom, 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 boom. Got the 2010 got quiet as a motherfucker. Like who that little such and such? They gonna fire your ass up.
Nah, you about to catch it, Slim.
That's right. OutTheFrame smokers, get on his head, man.
Nah, you know this, man.
You see, y'all notice the nigga try to hit me with, hey man, hey, he said he tried to hit me with the man, hey, what's some Jones from this time, man? What's some try to hit me with it? Whole time he don't got not look, watch this.
Nah, you the one over there talking about
this, y'all.
you the one over there talking about Tribe Called Quest and Busta Rhymes.
Watch this, y'all. Give me one from 2019.
2019,
2020. Give me one.
What Google show you? What'd you find on Google?
I ain't got nothing.
So you searched on Google and you couldn't come up with nothing. Okay. You about to ask ChatGPT?
Hey, this nigga funny.
Man, look, we about to end it on that note. Go ahead and fire your man up. Because he's showing his age. These
what about
babies.
What about the three-headed goat collaboration, man? What about that joint?
Who's a three-headed goat? Who's a three-headed goat?
Man, don't worry about it, man. We look out the frame, man. We out of here.
Exactly. Yeah, we.
I'm Coach Rivers and every team